Hello and welcome to Downtime Fun. It is finally here, the Topless Box video. I've been planning to make this video for quite some time. Actually, I got this puzzle back in December last year from Cubic Dissection, and since then I have been trying to solve it on and off, but finally it took me almost 6 months to open it. This box is made by Eric Fuller, who designs and makes top quality wooden puzzles with exotic woods, and they usually sell out quite quickly. I'm quite fortunate to get this badge. I will leave his website in the description below for you to check out. This copy was one of the few boxes made in 2020, which is already the 4th batch of the Topless boxes. Previously, around 187 boxes were released in 2012 and 2019. It is made out of striped quartzstone sapphire, bird's eye maple, paduac, and it's certainly some eye candy. Anyway, let's try to solve this mesmerizing piece of art, shall we? Okay, at first I had no idea about the difficulty level of this box, so I decided to time myself. I thought that I should be able to make good progress in the first sitting, and oh, how wrong was I. When I first picked up the box, I noticed the rattling sound inside, and there are 2 pieces of what I will call lids on both sides of the box. These are attached by magnets, I assume. So these 2 pieces here, there are magnets inside, which feels really cool. But even when you have opened the lids, there are still 2 covers on the box, like so. It looks really nice. The rattling sound, I can't make out what is the rattling sound. It can be some part of mechanism, but the rattling is not even. Maybe I have to align the box some way. And I tested the magnets to see where the magnets are placed, but this is quite a blind solve and I can't feel much even with these magnets aligned properly. And I can't even tell if the rattling sound inside is magnetic or not, or is it a metal piece that I need to align. And then I've decided to find some paperclip to visualize where the magnets are. Trying to be more systematic here. So there are 2 magnets on one of the lid, one here and one here. The other places seems to be free of magnets, so it's these 2 places, and also on the other lid the magnets are placed similarly, one in the center and one at one corner. And then on the box there are 2 magnets here on one of the corners. Nothing here, nothing here. Magnets here and here. So at the opposite corners there are 2 magnets. 1, 2. And then these corners, they don't have any magnets, and we are back to the first corner. Finally, the top has a magnet at the center here. So this should be for securing one of the lids. And also this side has a magnet, so the lids should be secured by these 2 magnets at the center. So after figuring where the magnets are, I started to move the pieces around, use the lid to try and see if it is part. I have to use the magnets to open some mechanism and unlock it. Maybe it's an easy solve, I have no idea. After 27 minutes of struggling, my first sitting yielded no result except for knowing where the magnets are, and it was getting pretty late, so I decided to call it a day. Now I picked this up again another day, not the next day, maybe after a week or 2. As you can see, my table has changed color magically, and I restarted the clock for my second sitting. This time I tried to place the lids onto the box again. Maybe it's the alignment of the lids and I can have some mechanism opening. I tried to stack the lids together. Maybe the combination of magnets on different positions will make it happen, but it didn't. I grabbed the instructions paper and double checked, and it says that no excessive force, tapping, hitting, spinning is needed for opening the box. But again, I tried the same thing again and again using magnets and moving the pieces around. Nothing happened. I can't hear anything except for the rattling noise inside, which I can't work out how the mechanism will look like. Maybe there's strings attached, which is unlikely, or maybe there is an internal maze inside where the rattling noise has to move. The piece inside has to move to somewhere to click the lock open with magnets controlling it, but I have no idea. And so I tried for another 20 minutes or so. After 15 minutes, I have decided that I will use some more force, as excessive can be subjective. Or maybe it's because I'm a bit frustrated, so I used a little bit more pulling force and something finally happened. Some movement with the walls and two gaps appeared. As you can see here, actually the walls moved apart slightly, and I was really happy. After 50 minutes, I finally made some progress. And I thought to myself, this breakthrough should lead me to the solution soon, but again I was very wrong. Even though I can see the alignment of the magnets through the gaps, I still can't work out the locking mechanism inside. So I continued to pull it, trying to open it with a little bit more force, pull it in different directions, different orientations and alignment, but nothing happened. And then after 20 more minutes, I have decided it's too late and I need to have some more rest. So that summarizes my second sitting with the puzzle. And then so many more hours later, a few more sittings and tries, I can finally present the solution to you. My timer here shows 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's just because that I gave up timing myself after 1 hour and 30 minutes. It took me at least 6 hours just to complete this box. But it was very satisfying, and here comes the solution. Spoiler alert, so if you don't want the solution now, just click on my other videos. So this box here, the Topless Box, looks really good outside. You can see some 3D effect, the wooden grains, and it's so shiny and nice. I can't tell you, it's not just the touch or the sight of the box, the wood smells really nice too. So it's worth every penny of this puzzle. The lids here, I mentioned earlier, are attached with magnets in the center of the lid and also in the center of the box here, so the two lids. Okay, let me quickly show you where the magnets are with this paperclip, as I did earlier. So the magnet, one magnet is here and the other is at the corner, like so. And then there's this magnet at the box for attaching the lid. And at these corners of the box there are magnets, and on the opposite side there are also two magnets attaching the box together. The other side of the box also has a magnet in the centers to attach the other lid, this one. So there's a magnet in the center so to attach to the box, and then there is a magnet at the corner. What I did at my 50-minute mark was to use some force. As you can see, when I try to pull the box apart, actually these magnets will come apart and two gaps will appear. One gap here. It seems I can't show you the magnets inside where it's placed, but the two gaps here shows, here we go, as you can have slight peek of the mechanism. And then pulling it apart, it seems like it's stuck somewhere, and this is where the clever mechanism begins. What I did was to attach the two lids onto the box sideways. When I was a bit stuck and browsing through Cubic Dissection's website and reading the original version Topless Box description, it mentioned, or Eric Fuller mentioned, that the box has two lids which we have found and neither a top nor a bottom. So this gave me an idea that if it's not at the top or the bottom, then it must be on the sides. So that's why I placed the box like so, and what I did was to place the lids on, and then I do a trial and error. So for each of the lid position on the left, I turn the right lid every single time and try to open it with a twist like so. And this is how I did my first opening of the box. And here you go, it's down with trial and error, and the rattling sound is now unveiled. It's not actually part of the mechanism, but it's the secret prize that Eric placed within the box. It's a really nice yellow colored crystal gem here. Thanks, Eric. And to the box itself, it looks really clean inside. These two bulges should be for the magnets for the lid itself. It's not part of the mechanism, so to speak. And here you can see it's the 2020 December batch with Eric's signature here. A very nice touch, making sure that this is the original version. And here is the mechanism. The two magnets that we have found with the paperclip. These are to secure the box together. And this mechanism here with the metal pole will be used by magnetic propulsion. When it's aligned properly, this will move into the box. So the magnets and on the lid at the corner is used to move this piece inside the box to open the latch. The interesting thing is that the two lids, the magnets on the corners of the two lids are of different polarity. So if it's the wrong lid, it won't open either. So if I have to do the trial and error, I have to do it on both sides with two combinations. So it's a very clever mechanism, and I'll show you the other side with the correct lid with the correct polarity at the corner. This will move the other metal pole in and out of the box. Let me just get it in focus, and here you can see using magnets moving the latch together. So it has to happen simultaneously, otherwise the box won't open either way. And I'll show you the polarity of these magnets here. They stick to each other. So if I do the polarity wrong, okay, this is the correct polarity. And if I use this lid for the other side, it won't work because it is attracting this pole here. Such a nice mechanism. Another thing I have to say is that the craftsmanship is excellent, otherwise the pole inside won't move so smoothly. I will expect the force from the magnets won't be extremely strong, so the mechanism has to be very smooth in order for it to move. To reset, you can see there is some sort of ramp here, so I don't have to reset with the magnet propulsion, and I can just snap the box back to its original position, as the ramp will move the metal pole into the box. Same on the other side. Okay. So to reset, I just have to snap the box together like so, and it's back to the original position and it's reset already. Now it can be solved again and again with the gem inside the box. And the replayability of this puzzle is quite high, because you have to work out every single time where the magnets have to go before you can open the box. Overall, I think this puzzle box is very clever. The mechanism is one of a kind, I'd say, and the name itself actually means a lot. So Topless Box, the lids are actually not covering the top of the box, but actually they are used to open it on the sides, which is such a clever way to put it. This is actually my first artisan level puzzle box. and I am really impressed by the wood quality, the work craftsmanship, its outlook, and how much puzzling I get from such a simple looking box. Even though this puzzle box costed me over $200, I think it's well worth the price. I was thinking of selling it, but now I think it's a keeper. Hopefully I'll be lucky enough to get my hands on other Eric Fuller's boxes or puzzles. And I highly recommend anyone who is looking for something special, something looks great and provides a good challenge. I will put a link to his website in the description below so you can check out his current puzzles and also the archives for his previous creations. That is about it for this video. I had a lot of fun with this puzzle and I hope you enjoyed the solving journey. Feel free to ask me anything in the comments below. Click the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. In the meantime, take care and I will see you in the next video. Bye.